Make the strings louder.
Alright, what's up guys? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing outside and kind of wash it off, get some of this, all this ugly, you know, adhesive from basically this rear hatch thing. This is bad. So I have another one of these I need to install, and then basically somebody took off all this crap, I guess, trying to loosen it so they could actually like open the back hatch, but so the auction had it taped. The other thing, kind of the mirror and some other crap like that, but what I really want to do is in the last video I kind of showed you this stuff where I went through the barbed wire fence, kind of scratched it up, and I really just kind of want to go through and fully wash the car and make sure that you know, I know kind of what I'm getting into, or I guess from there I could decide how much damage the paint has and decide whether or not I'm going to paint the whole thing. I know for sure the rear bumper, front bumper, and maybe the rear passenger door right here because it has some things, but like I said, I've never actually washed this car, so I want to do that. It has a ton, like a crap load of trash on the inside of it. It's pretty bad. You can see right here, I guess a window got broken out or they dropped something back here, but yeah, there's a bunch of broken glass in the back seat. The front seat is pretty bad. You can see all this crap right here. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to vacuum up any of the screws or anything that I took apart. Just I had to trim a little bit of the shifter to get the short throw in there, so it didn't do that. But I want to make sure that that's all good before I go putting everything back together. But yeah, so I'm basically just gonna vacuum it out, wipe it down, pull it outside, then wash the outside and kind of see what I'm dealing with. So we're gonna do that. So looks a lot better than it did, for sure, because it was pretty bad before. Carpet's all washed, or not washed, but just loosely vacuumed, door panels and stuff wiped down. Kind of wiped down all the seats. Basically what I did is I took some of that tough stuff right there. That stuff works pretty good. Basically just soaked the whole interior with it. Came back with one of those like Mr. Clean magic erasers with like a bucket of hot soapy water with some degreaser in it. And turned out alright. So, especially this, I mean, this back seat was just destroyed before. It's still kind of dirty, but front seat was pretty bad too. Front seats, basically. And the carpet. And the dash was really dirty as well. And then all the way down in here, all that stuff was pretty gross. So definitely not the final detail, but just kind of rough it in, and so it's not so disgusting when I'm like working around this thing, and maybe giving me a little bit more motivation. One of the things I need to do to this Saab is this back hatch. I mentioned that previously in the video, so you can see where the auction had it basically taped all off. And so yeah, I kind of unplugged this thing and did some little testing on it, and it turns out that this thing is bad. It doesn't unlock, doesn't lock, doesn't do anything, so I unplugged it and just kind of messing with some things. This is a care package from eSaabParts.com. So you can see right here, for that Griffin bumper, I got some brand new OEM fog lights, because I didn't have any. And then I got the side grills, this is that thing, and then this is the Griffin front grill. So this is actually a really nice piece. I like the way this looks a lot better compared to like the factory like Aero bumper ones, and then a hood emblem too. Now check this out. So yeah, you can see right there. So the difference between like the regular like Aero grill or the regular 08 grill and then the Griffin one is the Saab is a lot bigger, and then it has like these things that look kind of more like a wing. If you look at that bumper up there, that is, you can see how it says Saab really small, and then it's just not as pretty. So you look at this one, you look at that one, you're like, oh wow, this one's a lot prettier. So yeah, we will be probably installing that on the bumper eventually. But one of the things I wanted to do real quick was actually get this other thing installed, the little latch. And again, if you guys need any parts for your Saabs, Saab Parts is definitely an awesome place to get them. You know, like just stuff like this, like where are you gonna find one of these for a Saab without buying another one? So go ahead and remove this guy. we just throw that guy away. Okay, it's nice and secure. And I guess moment of truth. Okay, so it latches. Ooh. That's just how it should be. So that's awesome. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing kind of outside and give it kind of a quick little rinse down. And the other thing I need to do is put some coolant in it. Alright, so after the wash yesterday, everything on this thing is looking, well, it looks a little bit better. Now I could actually tell what I'm dealing with. But if you guys are wondering why I stopped working on this thing, so doing kind of a quick little mock-up with it right now. And it looks kind of, I don't know, just take a look at that for a second. I need something flat to set you guys on. We'll use the wheelchair. So, what I want you to do is just sit here for a minute and just look at it. Just take a look at the front of the car and let me know what you think. And I'll get right back to you. So if you can't tell, if we come over to this side, let's do the edge of this bumper in the very back. So we're at 6 inches. Come over to this side, 5 inches. Well, 5 and 1/8. So we're 7/8, almost a full inch higher on this side than we are on this side. And so, so I've taken the car. Basically, I was hammering down on it one night. I was getting ready to put everything. I was getting ready to weld all the headlight buckets and everything into it, like the headlight braces and the headlight supports, all this crap. I was getting ready to weld it in, and I was like, okay, well, before I do this, let me throw the hood on it. Let me throw the fenders. Let me throw everything in it before I officially mount everything up. And I don't know, I almost thought this whole car situation was just too good to be true. I got a really good deal on this, like the wagon shell. I got a good deal on this flooded parts car that was the same exact thing. And I was like, man, this is gonna be like the easiest swap ever. Just bam, subframe, you know, whole front wrap, weld all that stuff on it, wham bam, good to go. And so now we have an issue. So it's not super obvious. I guess let me pop the hood and I'll show you kind of what I have found so far. So getting the hood popped is kind of a chore because I don't actually have the little hood guys hooked up, so it's a major pain, and I don't really have these things in here too. So when the hood is actually bolted on there, if you set it down and you try to bolt it on, it's pretty upset. So you can see the gap right here versus the gap over here. So that's a huge difference. And that was the first thing that told me that something was wrong. And so, yeah, the only thing I guess I could see, and the other thing you could look at is you could look at this fender gap. So it's tight up here and it's big down there. So that points to, you know, basically this side being pulled up. The other thing is right here. So if you can't really see that, thought I had a flashlight in my pocket, but pull out the old iPhone flashlight. It's funny because like my regular flashlight is more reliable than this damn iPhone. So you can see that. So that leads me to believe that, and I didn't really notice that one down there because I haven't looked in here with the flashlight. So you can see where that's crinkled. That's crinkled right there. So she needs tugged on to get right. So like I said, when I was kind of doing the whole Mustang thing, I kind of set up an appointment with the frame guy for the Mustang, which I didn't end up doing. So maybe he kind of left some space in there to where I could get this thing in there fairly quickly. But basically what I think needs done is, you know, pull off all the panels again, and basically pull this like forward and down just a little bit. You know, which with a good frame shop, they should be able to do that and get everything kind of back into place. So yeah, that's I guess that's the plan. That's what's happening moving forward. I mean, I don't want to scrap this whole like shell or idea. I mean, it's such a decent platform, and you know, I felt like everything was just going way too smooth, and then all of a sudden we run into this. But now that it is washed, I'll show you some of the things that I need to do. So you can see the hood. You can see it's kind of faded right here. It's kind of faded right there. This is the hood off of that, and this was a Texas car. And you can see on the roof that can't really see it right now because there's things covering it, but worse version of this. So I was gonna scuff the hood anyhow, repaint it. The fenders look good. This door looks kind of funny. There's like a weird little where it looks pushed in, and then a little scratch right there, and then kind of right here from where this mirror was kind of dangling on it. So I'm not sure. That door on there is pretty much perfect, so I was probably just going to swap it off of there onto here and then just trade like the door panels and stuff. This back door looks fairly clean other than like a decent rock chip right there. Same thing right there. You come around to the side, little chip and thing right there. This stupid like tape that they used is like the adhesive on it is gnarly. I got the rear hatch working. I don't have my phone in my pocket, which sucks. Or no, I do have my phone in my pocket, but it does suck. So anyhow, let's see. Let me pull open my stupid flashlight again. I hate these phone flashlights. So the back bumper, you could see all the little like chips and dings and little things in it. So and little scratches kind of going around the side. So the back bumper definitely needs painted. The rear hatch has a couple little scratches and things on it. Not really any dings. This quarter panel looks all right until you get like right there. There's a little tiny ding. This door basically has all that you could see in it. Another rock chip. This is the door off of that car, so it's actually pretty clean. Come to the roof, and you have all this stuff from going through the barbed wire fence. Kind of show you guys right here, that right there going up the side. So that's barbed wire fence, and yeah, so basically that kind of extends back here, the scratch. So I mean, there's a couple little hell dents and stuff on the roof. The rear hatch has a little scratch on it right there. So I mean, to make this thing proper, it's going to need to go to the frame shop, and it's going to basically need a full respray. I'm not super stoked on this color. Maybe if it was all like polished and like nice again, I might like it, but I really like the blue on my Saab, but I don't want to go through like a full color change on here, like painting the door jambs and all that stuff. That's kind of a pain. I think this would be kind of cool like in white or kind of like a matte blue. So the other thing I thought about doing was just wrapping this car, you know, just fix a little bit of bodywork on it, and then just doing a full wrap on it, like a color change like that, or maybe just plasti dip it, just because it is going to be the daily, and I don't know, with all the other projects and stuff going on, I just don't have time. But yeah, I'll get back with you guys within the next day or so, which it's going to be the same thing because it's going to be the next 5 seconds. But I'm going to talk to the frame guy and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So well, it's a new day, but so I think we got some decent news about this. I took this thing over to the frame guy, and he looked at it and kind of walked around it, and he basically said what you could do is he said you could pretty much like strap down the front end on that front post or that pillar, and then basically jack it up right there, and then it would kind of tweak it down. He said that that's something I could do myself, or he could do it, but you can see I could basically wrap a chain around like this thing right here in the front, pull everything off, and then basically just jack it up, kind of pull it a little bit past, and let it shrink back. He said it won't like be like 100% if I did that, but he said he'd be able to get it really close, and I don't think it's really super critical anyhow, like whether or not it's like a millimeter off or whatever. Basically, I just want to make sure that everything fits on here right, and that when you actually sit there and look at the car from, like across the, like 20 feet away, that it doesn't look all crooked, because it drives just fine. It doesn't pull, it doesn't do anything weird. But obviously you can see, the tight gap right there, the weirdness when it's, well, I've already showed you all those things. But yeah, I went ahead and I put these wheels and tires on it. These are the ones that are going to go on my Saab when I end up giving that to my dad, and I'm going to put the black ones on here. So the other thing I wanted to do is I do need to replace this mirror, but since this door is the one that has the little dink in it right there, it's not really that bad, but it does have this little thing right there, which if I end up respraying basically the whole car, I'd kind of do that anyhow. But I'm trying to decide if I should just throw that whole door on here and not mess with it. But since this one is out of the flooded car, I would need to just go ahead and like replace the door panel, the speaker, and the wiring harness on it too. So I don't know, maybe for now I might just pop this off real quick, throw it on there, and then back it out. He said he's not going to be able to work on it until like mid next week. So I'm basically going to get both of these guys out of the shop today, kind of organize some things, and go from there. So I'm kind of in a it looks like a Saab like bomb went off in here with all these parts and pallets and, you know, shields and wheels and crazy stuff. So definitely need to get it cleaned up in here so I can start doing some other things, because I'm kind of sobbed out. Alright, so I basically just loaded all the random extra bits and pieces and parts that was laying around that I don't need for this thing in here. I went ahead and I got the mirror swapped out. I bolted the fenders and the hood on here, kind of tied it down a little bit so we don't have it flapping around. Yeah, I was going to put these in the car, but then it kind of looks like less of a complete car and it looks more like crap sitting outside. So yeah, everything's in the trunk. I'm able to actually lock that thing up. So yeah, now I just gotta pull it outside and or figure out how I'm gonna actually get it outside, because that's gonna be kind of a pain. But yeah, this one's kind of full of parts as well. Pretty much all of the necessities to put it back together, like the side skirts, the little, you know, the cowl, the grill, all this stuff, the under stuff, and then I have the fender liners over there. So yeah, this thing should be good to go. I don't know. I mean, I probably should like start prepping it to paint, but kind of at the same time, I'm not super worried about getting it 100% painted right now. I don't know. I just don't really have a whole lot of time. You guys already know. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to squiggle this thing outside by myself for a little bit. Oh, look at that. We got a clean shop. So, you know, in my eyes, that's basically me just pushing everything up to the side and making like a path. So that's what we got. We get a clean shop. So I got both the Saabs moved outside, the Mustang, and I guess I'll show you guys what's really going on in here. You can see the marks from the jack. The neighbor brought his forklift over, and we kind of stuffed it up over here a little bit and kind of got it out of the way. So I really wish I could have turned it around, but there's just no way with like the forklift, and we wouldn't have been able to push it. It'd have been a pain in the butt. I don't know what the hell to do with this thing. I have entirely too many projects. So if you guys don't remember, I still have the Turbo Crown Vic, the Integra Tail Light 240. The Crown Vic still has its turbo. I don't know if you guys can see that. Where's it at? There's a scavenge pump. The turbo's tucked under there. You can't see it, but it's under there. And so we got the Turbo Crown Vic. We got David's SC300. We got my spare parts S14 that I basically kind of ended up trading some LS parts last minute right before the end of the giveaway, because we needed some last minute interior bits to make it 100% complete. Which after I realized I didn't really need this thing anyhow. We had pretty much everything. But, you know, we just wanted to make sure we had everything 100%. So we robbed a bunch of random things out of the interior for this. But I don't know what the hell to do with that. So we got sorry if there's a bunch of wind right here. But so this thing, like I said, talked to the frame guy, and he said he doesn't think it's too big of a deal. So yeah, that's, I guess that's going to be it for this video. it does make me really sad to be getting rid of this one. So like I said, my dad will be getting that one. He's pretty stoked about it. When I told him that this one's like an inch higher, he's like sad for me, because he knows how stoked I am to have the one with the newer front end and like the Griffin and everything, but he's also sad for himself because it's just that much longer until that one basically turns into his. Like I said, I do have plans for doing like a single, I mean it already is a single turbo, but I want to do like a bigger turbo on here. I think like a 3076 would be really sweet. I do have one of those, so I thought that would be kind of cool, mock that up on here. I thought about just kind of doing something really ghetto and basically cutting this turbo like off and kind of machining it down and then just basically welding on like a T3 flange for it. But too many other things, but that would be sick to just have that thing just sound like a jet just cruising around, especially because the turbo I have is like a GT3076R, or it's actually a 3082R. I don't know. I'm pretty much rambling though. Set you guys right here so I quit rambling too much. But yeah, appreciate you guys sticking around for this this silly Saab video, even though I didn't really get a whole lot done with it. We continue cleaning up the shop just a little bit, and that's probably going to be it for this video. I have some coilovers I need to install on the Mustang, so I'm trying to figure out like a pretty video to make that like interesting. And also this weekend, Sunday, we're going to IMI Motorsports in Denver, and I really wanted to bring the Mustang, but everybody else is kind of bringing their thrash cars, and I just don't see how I'd be able to actually get the BMW and the Mustang up there at the same time without having a 2-car trailer. The plan initially was I was going to get the Mustang registered and basically have like David or Ty or somebody drive it up there. But yeah, I haven't got the salvage title inspection for it, and so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, and there's just a couple things that I don't think would pass. As far as like airbags and things like that, I don't even know if that's actually a thing. But so probably for sure take the BMW. And yeah, Discount Tires doing an awesome sale, like a President's Day sale right now with a bunch of rebates and stuff. So I basically bought some 195.50 15 hand cooks or something like that for like, essentially after all the rebates are like $14 a piece shipped, which is insane. And those are going to go on the BMW. I need to find some 15-inch wheels. Other than that, one of the shop neighbors, he works on motorcycles all the time, and so I think he's gonna maybe take the ZX6 and mess with the transmission and stuff. And then the KTM, I'm basically just waiting on that starter relay and the wiring harness. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the update. The S14, it did start leaking. I guess I'm giving you guys kind of a little project update right now. Actually, I should almost turn this video into that, but we've already tried to end it a couple times. The S14 is like leaking from like the valve cover area, or like the front cover, so I'm assuming it was the VVTi gear is finally decided to leak, so I need to mess with that a little bit. But yeah, I gotta way too damn many projects, but kind of getting the Saabs out of here, that's definitely kind of taking a little bit of stress off me now that I could kind of work on some other things, especially the Mustang. And sorry if I keep looking over there, I have my little viewfinder open and I don't normally. Yeah, I'm gonna end it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in a couple days.
This is my brother on his KTM 250 SX 2006 model, and he's doing a wheelie. Not too bad.